What's up, everybody? My name is Jason, and welcome to Small Biz. In today's video, as we come upon 1:30 in the afternoon, we're going to talk about how MULN has exhausted 22% of their $25 million buyback now that they've filed a class action lawsuit. What, if anything, does that actually mean for the price of the stock? Last trade 58. Am I still recommending you purchase MCOM under 7 cents, and why? And CRKN canceled an S1 AK offering. So is that bullish? All that and more coming right up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, happy hump day. By the way, I quit caffeine about 2.5 weeks ago. I feel like I have more energy. This is my afternoon cup of coffee. I feel more amped now than I was on caffeine. And I may continue to stay this way because I feel fantastic. And speaking of fantastic, and you'll notice the lighting change before I talk about our stocks, the Discord is now open. It took me, it's a little darker, right? I have a 24-inch iMac, so if you got a TV that your internet's hooked up to, you got to see this. But the Discord for premium members at trysmallbiz.com is now open. It took me over 2 hours, excuse me, as I'm drooling all over the place. It took me over 2 hours to send out each invite because I had to do the traditional copy and paste. We cannot allow this link to get out there. If I find out anyone watching shares the link with a friend and sneaks them in, you and your buddy are out the door. So please do not do that. But as of, 1:36 in the afternoon, we have 24 members. But what you'll notice is we have 10 bots. This is an absolutely amazing. I've had some people reach out and say for a Discord at a beginner level, because I've only used it now for a week, it's better than 80% of what you're going to get out there. And the reason for that is we hired a guy from overseas. He's 8 hours ahead of me. And yes, he's hooking up the pay bot as we speak. I will connect my Stripe, which is our credit card processor. So anyone who's waiting to get into the Discord directly, it should be no more than a few days, but I'll address what you could do in the meantime. But it's amazing. And I will cover this in another video, probably after the Labor Day holiday. But you'll see as you come in to the server, there's 20 channels, if not more. There's 10 bots. So please do not get discouraged. If you're new, right, you've never used Discord before, you can have light mode, although 80%, according to our poll, prefer dark. Take your pick, but it's amazing, right? You got statistics, the day, the time, all members 24. How many are online right now? 6. Then it goes into information, announcements. I will announce certain things. You can check that channel. Welcome in the rules. There's already rules in there, but I'm going to add some disclaimers around trading, investment, and risk, etc. Reception, welcoming everyone who's not only joining, but any special events that we have. Open a ticket. Please do not do this right now. I'm already overwhelmed as we speak. But if you got a problem with your Discord, you can't figure something out, you can either send me a DM, you can call me at 866-2SMALLBIZ, or you can open up a ticket. And yes, myself or a mod that I will hire, or at least get to help me, and you know who you are, 1 or 2 of you anyway, will answer you. Where 80% of the action, particularly in the beginning, is going to be is in the stock chat room. So scroll down to there. No one's done it yet. Don't be afraid. Pop in and say hello. That's where the live action, similar to the Twitter feed, is going to be to start. But we have the ability, if you keep scrolling down, to not only have text, which are the hashtag channels, but voice and video. It's unreal. I'll cover it in another video. $50 a month for their Discord only. If you want the whole ball of wax, and that's what I would do, you get 16 other things for $600 a year, which is still $50 a month, or $60 a month, cancel anytime. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and I thank you very much. We got some amazing people, last trade 58.5 on MULN, that have reached out to me. It's truly heartwarming to see people so excited, not only to get into the Discord and to continue to make money, but to support our cause. And speaking of making money, yes, if you're new here, fucking welcome. I swear like a drunken sailor. Yeah, wait for it. I can't stand Joe Biden, but I'm a money-making motherfucking machine. 10 grand invested on all my picks. 140 winners since last March would now be worth over 100,000. Just think, $1.70 a day for $50 a month. That's needed not even a third of a cup of coffee down the street at you-know-who. We're going to make money hand over fist. Your ROI is going to be through the roof. So what the hell's going on with MULN? Well, I don't want to drop any more mics. Actually, maybe I will. That's a mic, a pen, but it's a mic. I've been nailing this stock and everything else. 23 of 24 trades in the last 4 months for 617%, and that's a fact. You can check them all in real time on Twitter, but you've got 22% of the buyback. We just lost a third of our members who couldn't sit through the excitement of the Discord. So go fuck yourself. Thank you very much for the 2/3 that are still here. They've already come out and said last night, in addition to the lawsuit, which I'm going to cover today, that they've spent approximately 22% or $5.4 million of the $25 million. What's it done for the stock? Almost nothing. What did the lawsuit do other than a bump? And I told you in the last video, when I closed out the video, it was 66. I said, didn't trust it. I said it was going to close somewhere around 59.60. Where'd it close? Right there. I came out this morning before the market opened up and it was over 62 at the time. I said, I still don't trust it. You got support levels at 55, which it looks like it wants to try to break. Could be a trap. And then the Holy Grail line in sand is 48. If we break 48, it's big time trouble. That all-time low of 39 will be challenged and taken out. And by the way, in tomorrow's video, I'm going to cover 3 scenarios that are going to happen one way or another with respect to MULN. And one of those 3 that I'll talk about tomorrow involves another reverse split. Not a guarantee, but a possibility. The other 2 choices are much better, and I'll tell you which one that I actually believe is going to take place. So, what do we do, Jason? It's 58 cents. You do nothing. If you're like me and you own it up here, you sit and you just give it a chance to show you which way it wants to go. A lot of bulls get pissed off at me. They throw me under the bus all over the internet because I don't keep telling people to buy the stock. I'm here to tell folks the truth. And that includes the train wreck that we currently have for President of the United States. Do you know yesterday, out of almost 600 videos, I got the most thumbs down ever. Ever! So keep them fucking coming. Mr. 25 aliases, I've been skimming deals and sniffing young children for the last 50 years. I've had a fucking enough. I have voted Democrat, getting off on a tangent here, but that's the way it is around here. I have voted Democrat. I thought Bill Clinton, when I was on Wall Street as a broker, that's where I get a lot of my experience from. I thought he was a great president. We had surpluses for half the time. The market, the economy was rocking and rolling. He was cooperating with Newt Gingrich. When I throw Biden under the bus, I'm not throwing the Democrat Party under the bus as much as I'm saying, get him out of there. He's too damn old. He can't even walk across the stage without looking like he's going to tip over. It's just enough, right? Enough. I think he's going to, by the way, I think he's going to step out before my birthday when I turn 54 in April. Who's he going to replace with? Probably either Gavin Newsom or crooked Hillary Clinton, because I don't think Michelle or Big Mike wants to run. So with that said, what do I think of the lawsuit? How many lines did I just cross? The lawsuit is fantastic. I admire, I'll give it an A. I'll give the law firm an A, David an A for finally going after. Here's what I think the positives are. The retail crowd, a lot of the idiots that are living in mom's basement on stock twits, they're going to be less likely, in my opinion, to short the stock because they're going to be scared, in some cases, that firms like this are going to come after them. The retail firms like Schwab and others that are named in the lawsuit are going to go through a review process because this law firm has had success in the past. So I think the retail firms like Schwab, Ameritrade, etc., are going to be a lot less likely to loan out stock in amounts, particularly that are over and above what is legally allowed. The 2 major points that I like to make before I quickly move on to the other 2 stocks that I think are lacking here is we do not have any named notorious short sellers. I could be wrong. Tell me if I am in the comments. I know there's 10 John Does in the lawsuit. They may have some directors from those firms like a Hindenburg who wrote a hit piece on MULN a year and a half ago, and they were right. But did they borrow too much stock? Probably so. Why aren't they named? Until they're named, until we get perp walked of Citadel, Susquehanna, and all those other guys that have already been fined in the last few years for breaking the rules. This is why the reaction, last trade 57.80, is no big fucking deal. The second thing that I do think could be a big fucking deal is if the SEC or preferably another government entity sets up shop. Let's call it the Naked Short Selling Association. The NSSA, there may already be one, right? We got NASA. I just invented one. And they need to come out with a mandate right away that says anybody caught naked selling over this amount is a 10-year mandatory prison sentence and a $25 million fine. In other words, we, the NSSA, are going to put your ass in fucking jail or put you out of business if you break the naked selling rules from here on out. That would put an end to this nightmare. Why aren't they doing it? Because the SEC, that is totally inept, gets all of their payroll from companies like Susquehanna, Hindenburg, etc. They give them $5 million fine. I think I saw Citadel got fined $3.5 million last month. They made 10 times that, I guarantee, on whatever the hell they were doing wrong. So SEC takes that $3.5 million and they go, here's some for Gensler, here's some for middle management. And we got enough payroll on the books to last us another year until we hit somebody again. We need a whole new entity. We need a 10-year mandatory prison sentence and a $25 million fine. MCOM, last trade, 07 on the dot. It's a buy from that or preferably lower. The letter that Sal sent out was a train wreck, but because it was a classic buy the rumor, sell the news, I told you to sell at 10.5, 11, buy it back now at 7 or less. If you look deep, they're real lean, they're real mean. They're not doing any more dilution. He did a 1.2 million, I believe, promissory note that they can convert into a quarter about a week ago. So they got to get that stock up. If they choose to convert at that level, what is that? Threefold plus from where it is right now. And let us not forget, there's an October 12th meeting with NASDAQ in order to get an extension. Otherwise, it's going to the OTC. So I'm not asking you to be friends with Sal. He's certainly ruined his relationship with shareholders, including myself, over the last 2 years. But I've said this repeatedly. I'm going to say it again. I would not bet against the guy. He's got millions of shares, well over $5. He has a massive ego. He knows he's a fucking failure if he doesn't at least get an extension, because if he has to go the route of another reverse, which is possible for MULN, it's going to be a total disaster. So yes, I am comfortable once again saying buy it under 7 and sell it over a dime. In closing, CRKN, and I appreciate you being here. I know this has been a bit of a roller coaster, but that's how I operate. They canceled an S1. I thought, as I said yesterday, they were diluting. That's why the stock kept running up to 2 and back down again. No, it turns out they haven't apparently diluted at all. In fact, they canceled the offering altogether. The stock once again got over 130 in the pre-market. I came out and said the buy zone is 115 to a quarter. They've pushed it down to as low as, I think, 118 last trade, 120 on the dot. So I stick with what I've been saying. 115 to 1.25 max is the buy zone on CRKN, because they've already committed to $40 million by the end of this year in terms of actualized revenue and $15 million in EBITDA. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen, always remember that I love you and thank you so very much for watching. By the way, did I mention that the $50 a month for Discord and $60 a month for the whole ball of wax at trysmallbiz.com is guaranteed for the next 2 years? We will not have a price hike until minimum June of 2025. What kind of fucking deal is that? I mean, come on.